So functional empire. Function structure places less emphasis on overall enterprise's objectives than the objectives pursued by a functional head. Such practice lead to functional empire, where departmental functions are given more importance. Pursuing departmental interest at the cost of organizational interest can be also hinder the interaction between two or more departments. Okay, so as we discussed early morning session, so if we go for department wise, so we will say a commerce department is superior than any other department. Then a need will say no, only need only we are the superior to others. And then biomax, they will say no, engineers, we are going to become engineers. We are without engineer, there is no earth. So like that, each and every department, what they will do, they will stick on to their own goals compared to organizational goals. So finally, what will happen? Their first privilege will be in what organizational goal. Then sorry, their first privileges will be departmental goal. Later only they will focus on organizational goal. So that will be the first disadvantage, which is to be called as functional empire. Second one is difficulty in coordination. In many, it may cause problems in coordination as information has to be exchanged across different departments. So, what is coordination? Two or more people work together for a common goal. Okay, that we will call it as coordination. So here, sometimes when we have the organization in large in scale. So John Pradeep sir is joined now along with us. So please give your greetings to John sir. Okay. So when our organization is large in size, it is very difficult to get coordination. Then conflict of interest. Conflict, it may lead to conflict between two or more department if their interests are not compatible. Okay, so you can see. So when there is functional empire, that we when we say what HR department will say we are more important than most important than any other department. Then finance department will say no, without finance, without our effort, it is not possible for the organization to function. Like each and every department, they are focusing their own goal. It will lead to what conflict? Conflict in the sense it's a misunderstanding. Okay, so finally it will become what interdepartmental conflict. What do you mean by inter? In the sense two or more departments. Intra, intra, intra in the sense it is within the department or within the individual. So inter, inter in the sense it is two or more. So here marketing department will have what conflict with production department. So when marketing department they get more orders, okay, they may try to give advertisements and they will try to increase the sales. When they come up with more order, but the production department, if they are very slow in manufacturing that particular product, so it will lead to a conflict between marketing and production department. So that is the uh, third disadvantage. And fourth one is inflexibility. It may lead to inflexibility as employees get training of one function only. As a result, people with same skills and knowledge base may develop a narrow perspective and may not appreciate others' point of view. Okay, in advantages we have discussed. Suppose Mr. Pravi, after completing his UG, he became a manager in a particular company. So, if as a financial manager, so his core area will be finance. So the training what he undergoes will be finance. Okay, then he will be experts only in finance, that is accounts department. Then what about other department like marketing? He don't know. What about this recruiting, that is selecting the best people? He don't know. Then what about the quality of how he can able to check the quality of the product? Don't know. So in that case, So if that particular person like Pravi, you'll be expert only in this core area, but other area it is very difficult. So that's why it says inflexibility, because it is narrow point of view. So when we have departmental activity, we will focus our training and the working, and our core area will be only focused on our particular department. So finally it will be narrow. So these are all the disadvantages of what? Functional organizational structure. Got my point?
Yes,
Any
sir.
Yes.
doubts, guys?
No, sir.
Anyone, any doubts? Okay, then last one is what? Difficult to hold accountable. Okay, let me share you. So very last disadvantage is what? So difficult to hold accountable. It becomes difficult to hold a particular department accountable if the organization goal is not achieved. What do you mean by accountable? Anyone? That means responsible.
Responsible
Okay.
for the
Yes. Very good, Miss Sindhu. Suppose, okay, um, I am the person accountable for commerce department. Accountable, responsible. Suppose if anyone did any mistakes, immediately they will call me. Sir, you are student, commerce student. They are doing so and so. If you are absent continuously to the class, immediately just now John sir came to our class, right? And he said he pinpointed two persons, and he said, sir, these people are regular. Kindly what ask them to come regular. So like that, accountable in the sense they're responsible. But when we don't have what coordination, what we will do? We will blame others. Yes or no? Yes. When we don't have a coordination in the organization, and we have functional empire, that is we will say accounts department is more important than any other department. Then HR department will say without HR, and no, none of the business activities will be carried over. And production department will say, so we are the superior. Without our what hard work, it is not possible for you to earn money. Like that, if they have there are poor coordination, so it leads to conflict. When there is a conflict in the department, immediately we will blame others. So simply, suppose this year, in this financial year, we didn't achieve our goals. For example, our target is to get 1,000 crore rupees, to earn 1,000 crore rupees, but we failed to earn 1,000 crore. So what we will do? Because of rocket production department, they didn't finish the goods on time. So marketing department will blame on production department, and production department will blame, sir, no sir, the purchase department, they have delayed in purchasing the raw materials. While purchasing the raw materials, then purchase department will say, sir, accounts department, they delayed in approving the finance, that is money. So each and every will department will blame others. Then finally it is very difficult to find who is accountable for this loss. So these are all the disadvantages of what? Organizational structure based upon functional structure. Clear?
yes,
Shall we go
sir.
for next?
Yes, sir.
The next one is divisional structure. Okay, so what is division? Anyone? What is division?
Categorize,
What Indu?
categorizing.
Anyone? Categorization, categories. Okay, okay, fine. So let me share you this. I hope you all having book, right? So let me share you one So this is what divisional organizational structure. Cosmetics, you can take if Tata, okay, you can take Tata, they might have cosmetics, garments, footwear, and chemical department. Compared to Tata, this example suits for what? Reliance. So Reliance Footwear is there, right? Have you all seen the Reliance Footwear showroom in metropolitan city?
Yes, sir.
Reliance Footwear. Okay, the next there is footwear in the sense the slippers, shoes they will sell, and Reliance Chemical like petrochemical industry, oil refineries industry. Okay, which is under the one head of Mukesh Ambani. Then garments like Vimal. Have you all heard about the brand called Vimal? It is equal competitor to Raymond's. Okay, so Vimal is a brand. They will be the equal competitor for Raymond's. So that company also under the control of Reliance Industries and cosmetics. Okay, so this is what divisional structure. Clear? So if you take only one industry, that is what Reliance, but different divisions, that is what we will call it as divisional organizational structure. Are you all there with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Pravi, you can pass. So Pravi, you can, yes. So when jobs related to one product, for example, Tata Steel, Tata uh, TCS, okay, it's IT company. Then Tata Voltas, then Tata Motors, then Tata Tea, okay, Tata FMCG items. So it will keeps on going. So we will stick on to the organization structure for one product or group under one department. It is called as divisional structure. This type of structure is suitable for large organizations which have various product lines or several products. So what is product lines? Product lines, just now I told you, right? So product line in a sense they might have different products. For example, Tata Steel and Tata Voltas. Okay, Tata watches, wrist watches like Titan. It's a product of Tata. Sonata. It's a product of Tata. Then Tata Motors. Even in Tata Motors, we can able to divide into two: LMV, HMV, like cars. All those things, the domestic vehicles and commercial vehicles also there. So all these things will be called as product line. Okay. So fine. So under this method, a separate business unit or department or division is created for each major product. Okay. So they will go for a separate department for separate unit like Tata uh, Motors. They have different departments like production, manufacturing, marketing, and simultaneously Tata Voltas. For Tata Voltas, there will be different production unit, production manager, different what HR. So it is which is to be called as what divisional manager. So இதுக்கு எல்லாத்தையுமே யார் ஒரு ஹெட்டா இருப்பாங்கனாக்கா one division manager. Each department is headed by a divisional manager who has to carry out all functional activities related with departments. Okay, so divisional manager in the sense he might be under the organization who is having a large number of product lines. For for that particular type of organization will comes under divisional organization structure. So all the people, those who are working under divisional managers, so they will be the divisional managers will be the sole person to perform all the activities carried over within the department. So each unit has a divisional manager responsible for performing and who has authority over the unit. Every department operates as multifunctional unit as all necessary functions such as production, purchase, finance, marketing are performed together achieve a common goal. Okay. So what do you mean by multifunctional unit? Anyone? Are you all there, guys?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir.
Ravi, can you pass?